maybe unofficially, and also using this chair unofficially in the times that I've been coming to assist Bishop Ambrose with the different sacraments. One time was the grace of the Archbishop of Rabaul could not make it back from the Philippines, that I was called in the morning on a Monday if I could make it to Kavieng in the afternoon, so to have the ordination on the Tuesday. And I told them to look around for other bishops, but they came back to me and told me that there is no other bishops available, that if I could make it. And I said, okay, check the airlines, if they're okay, I will ready and go. And they told me that there are no more seats in the flight, but there is only business class. And I said, I have no problem with that. I'm ready to go if they want me to go, even on business class. So I went from Port Moresby to Kavieng on business class, but returned back on economy class. And when I came here, Bishop Ambrose was saying in a joyful way, but also trying to face the reality that Kavieng Diocese got stuck in the reef. And so Bernard Diocese have to come and rescue them out of the reef. And eventually, I think the priests and the religious and even the bishop himself, we begin to use the common name that I was becoming a Simon of Cyrene. And you know, Simon of Cyrene, he did not volunteer to help Jesus with the cross. They forced him to do it. The soldiers grabbed him and told him to do the work, and he willingly took it on. So I thank you all for coming. And as Bishop Emeritus Ambrose Kiapson, he said, some of you may be mistakenly thinking that it's about him and I. But it is not about us. It's about you and God. We are called upon to be only mediators, bridge builders between God and yourselves. That is why we still need the vocation to the priesthood, because in the ministerial priesthood, we do have the importance of the priest to making available the sacraments, importantly the sacrament of the Holy Eucharist, and of course baptism and confession. I was of the southern region, now I'm returning back to the New Guinea Islands province. I am grateful to recognizing that in the presence of the Metropolitan Archbishops, Port Moresby and Rabaul, that is of the southern region, and of course of the New Guinea Islands, but also in the presence of Bishops Anton Bal and Francis Meli. They both also represent the Highlands region and the Momase region. So the whole regions of Papua New Guinea are present here. Even in our reduced numbers, we still come up with the representation. And this is about the church in Papua New Guinea, in the sense that I think it's an odd way of looking at things. That being the Bishop of Berina, I was elected President of the Bishops' Conference, and now I carry across to Kavieng this title as the President of the Bishops' Conference in Kavieng this time. The feast that unites us today is important and significant for all that we are doing. As we reflect and join the church today on the feast of the Assumption of Mary into heaven, we look on her as God has looked on her in her lowliness. It is God who has promoted her. It is God who had created her and made her to be again the mother of the Creator. Just imagine that for a moment, a creature made in God's image and likeness. This creature was going to be now the mother of the Creator. That is why in Catholic faith we hold Mary dear as above all creatures with a special grace preserved from eternity, that she did not have the stains of original sin, because in herself was to be the flesh that gives the flesh to the divine, to the eternal word, to the eternal love. And when you look at this, you marvel at what God has done for her, as she sings in the Magnificat. God looking on her lowliness and making her great. Making her great not because of her, but because of what she was called upon to do. And each of us are called to greatness in your own special state of life. Be a mother, a father, be a single person, be a religious or a priest. This is what we are called upon, to collaborate and to cooperate with God's grace that He gives to us. And we can look only on Mary, on her path of faith, that she continually discovered along her way, that being the mother, she has now to learn to become a disciple, a follower of her Son. And for myself, putting to you that my motto is God one time, Yumi, God with us, Emmanuel. None of us can claim any more excuses that, sorry, we don't have to make him this plus something. None of us can have an excuse. It's only when you begin to think of yourself that it is in your power, it is in your know-how, it is in your resources that you are able to do these things, and immediately you are confronted with limitations. You find him or something in your strength, you find him kind of heavy. It's because you've been so dependent on yourself. God one time, Yumi tells us that same speed, Yumi one time God. God you know late, or sami mi talk long you know wrong yet. Yumi pass one time God, now was something by strength. Am I right yet? God one time Yumi. And this was made possible in the life of Mary. She experienced physically the presence of God in her womb after the moment of the Annunciation, when Gabriel, angel, came to her in Nazareth, invited her, greeted her with the famous prayer of the Hail Mary we always pray, and the Angelus that we pray daily. How can this come about? Every time you ask that question in your life, how can this come about? Just remember that question was asked by Mary first of all. How can this be that God has chosen me to be? I can ask that question, Bishop Ambrose can ask the questions, each priest can ask the same question, each religious, each parent, each leader, each one of us as a human being, we can ask that question, how come that God gave me life and it still cares for me and invites me to go on? It's not the end here. Death is only an opening for us to live life forever. But Mary, in the celebration of the Assumption, is the celebration of the perfection of the fullness of our human and spiritual lives, enjoying that. We will profess that again in our faith today. We believe in the resurrection of the body and life everlasting. And if we don't, now is the time to believe in it and to reflect more about it and start to doing things according to this. One consolation for the diocese of Barina, so Orino can carry to Mass. Only 2 dioceses in Papua New Guinea, and only got this patron saint belong all dioceses, Our Lady of the Sacred Heart. Our Lady of the Sacred Heart, diocese belong Barina, na Cathedral long Barina. Nami kamlong Kavieng, or sila. So mito kimolong aswari mol, inoka cheni si kamap. I just moved from Our Lady of the Sacred Heart on this end to go back to Our Lady of the Sacred Heart on the other end. So iwan kain tasol. Okay, tining plan no kare planti. Imi katwa bla mamat so lukau Jim Yumi na Yumi strong him this la walk about.